Did you know that Japan has the oldest continuously performed orchestra in the world? In 701 AD, the imperial court of Japan established the Gagakuryō, the Bureau of Court Music. This institution organized and preserved a unique form of music called Gagaku, a blend of Chinese, Korean, and Indian musical traditions. Today, Gagaku is still performed in Japan, making it a 1,300-year-old living tradition. But how did this ancient music come to be? Let's dive into the melodic history of Gagaku. Before we begin, imagine yourself in an ancient Japanese imperial court. The air is filled with the mystical sounds of flutes, stringed instruments, and deep rhythmic drums. Nobles sit in elegant robes, immersed in the slow, meditative melodies that have lasted for centuries. This is more than just music, it is a gateway to Japan's imperial past. And what makes Gagaku truly fascinating is that it is still performed exactly as it was over 1,000 years ago. But how did such a unique and ancient form of music survive so long? Let's explore its origins, evolution, instruments, dance, and its role in modern Japan. Enjoying the adventure so far? Smash that like button, subscribe, share your thoughts, and drop a comment below. Also, follow me on Spotify, subscribe to my Patreon, support me on Buy Me a Coffee, and join me on Ko-Fi for more epic historical journeys. Gagaku's story begins long before 701 AD. Japan's early history was marked by interactions with China and Korea, where diplomats, scholars, and monks traveled, bringing back musical instruments, styles, and dances. At this time, the Tang dynasty, 618 to 907, was a cultural superpower, and Japan eagerly absorbed its sophisticated court music. But Japan didn't just copy Tang music, it blended these influences with its own Shinto and Buddhist traditions. Over time, Japanese musicians refined these foreign elements, creating a distinctly Japanese sound. Let's take a closer look at the international influences on Gagaku. Chinese influence. The Tang dynasty had a highly developed court music system called Yennua, which deeply influenced Japan. Korean influence. The three kingdoms of Korea, particularly Beach and Silla, had rich musical traditions that contributed to Gagaku. Indian influence. Buddhist monks brought chants and rhythmic structures from India, which were incorporated into Gagaku. As a result, Gagaku became a fusion of musical traditions from across Asia. To preserve and regulate this new musical tradition, the Japanese imperial court in Kyoto established the Gagakuryō in 701 AD as part of the Taiho Code. This bureau was responsible for training court musicians, organizing imperial performances, preserving ritual music and dances. The Gagakuryō ensured that Gagaku wasn't just entertainment, it became a symbol of imperial power and a bridge between Japan and the wider Asian world. Think of it as Japan's first national music conservatory. Young musicians were selected from noble families and underwent years of rigorous training. Some even specialized in particular instruments, ensuring that every aspect of Gagaku was perfectly preserved. What does 1,300-year-old music sound like? Gagaku uses a variety of exotic instruments, each with a unique role in the orchestra. Sho, a mystical-sounding mouth organ, representing the harmony of heaven. Hichiriki, a small double-reed flute with a rich, emotional tone. Biwa, a four-stringed lute, bringing depth to the music. Taiko, large drums that set the rhythm of performances. Each instrument had a spiritual meaning. The sho was believed to mimic the call of a phoenix, while the hichiriki could express deep emotions. These instruments weren't just for music, they were a bridge between the human world and the divine. Despite being over 1,300 years old, Gagaku is not a lost art. You can still hear it performed at imperial palace ceremonies, played for emperors and state events. Shinto and Buddhist festivals, honoring Japan's spiritual heritage. Contemporary music, modern composers blend Gagaku with new styles. Even modern artists like Ryuichi Sakamoto have experimented with Gagaku elements, proving that ancient music can still inspire today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more amazing historical insights. Want to support my work? Join me on Patreon, buy me a coffee, or Ko-fi to help keep these stories coming. Until next time, keep exploring the past. It shapes our future.